Welcome to our weekly update on Mercedes Benz places in Brickell. As you can see, we are right here on site for the week from the 25th of June to the 2nd of July 2025. So what happened this week? Located in the heart of Brickell, this ultra luxurious residence will have 67 floors, a total of 791 apartments with the completion of both towers, because there are two towers. As you can see here in this construction, so a south tower and a north tower, which are positioned here just perpendicular to each other. And so both towers will be completed at the same time. For the week of the 25th of June to the 2nd of July, let's take a look at what happened. Tower 1, all the studios are sold. All the studios, 101 apartments, were sold in the first month after the tower's launch last year. That's really very, very significant. It truly demonstrates the key indicator of global interest in this project. As you can see, we are right here on site. There's a bit of noise, of course. The construction is ongoing. So obviously, but I absolutely just want to update you every week. So for the first tower, the studios are sold out. There is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom unit available on the north side on line 07 with 853 square feet. On the south line, 1110, on lines 10 and 11, we have 803 square feet. You can find the floor plan for both towers directly, so you can see where the lines are located. So if you have views of Biscayne, if you have views of downtown, this helps you orient yourself according to the price. Now, let's see what's available at the moment. Line 06, 938 square feet. Now we're looking at 1 bedroom, 1.5 bathrooms. On the north line, line 04, 725 square feet. On line 02, we have units 35 and 33 available today with 797 square feet. Now let's move on to the 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So we have units 37, 14, 64, 08, so 14, 8, 7, and 12 on the lines, with 1,029 square feet, 1,067 square feet, and 1,251 square feet. Let's continue here. I've already given you those. Northeast. So we really have an exceptional opportunity. The developer has given us freedom, meaning we were allowed to purchase right from the start of the tower, which is truly exceptional. Units that is corner apartments, as we call it. Corner apartments, in my opinion, are really the most interesting one. First of all, they are generally the most spacious. And secondly, you get a slightly larger balcony. And secondly, you have 2 completely different views. And that's what adds most value to your apartment. As you can see, we are the first tower in this direction and the second in that. 1,737 square feet for these 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. On the east side, line 06, and the 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms with 1,643 square feet for line 05. And so that's 42 and 48. On the south side, also on 2 corners, that is, at the corner, there are 1,654 square feet for line 18 and line 11. Don't hesitate to ask me about availability. Reserve your apartment if you want something specific, and you can request something specific. Honestly, the Mercedes Tower, this isn't a brand that's given to a building for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, or even 20 years. No, it's the Mercedes Tower brand. It's the only one being built in the United States. The first was built in Dubai, and we sold out in Dubai. So let's move to the north side, as I mentioned to you. So we're on the south side with 1,654 square feet. We have an 18 and an 11 that I mentioned to you earlier. And on the 05 line with 1,832 square feet. Now let's move on to the second tower. So in the second tower, there are fortunately some apartments that have become available, which is completely normal. The developer is not going to wait to sell out the first tower before moving on to the second tower, as I mentioned to you. We're looking at studios. Well, they are studios, but the base price is no longer $655,000, because now we're looking at studios that are just a little larger, but the base price is $755,000. So we have units 1,616 and 1,718. So that's $775,000, $795,000 as the asking price, meaning the starting price. On the east side, on lines 05, 09, and 07, we have studios of 537, 615, and 582 square feet. On the west side, on line 07, we have 999 square feet for this apartment. And then we move on to 2-bedroom, 2-bath units. On the north side, with 984 square feet for 1701. On the west side, 3208 with 1,162 square feet. And finally, now I'm going to give you a bit more detail about how things are laid out in terms of amenities. So this is very, very important. This is what you really need to focus on. Tower 2, the studios and 1-bedroom units are designed to attract investors. The rest is more residential. That's why we have 1616 on the west side with 479 square feet and a one bedroom, one bathroom unit with 835 square feet. This is still very important. The project attracts buyers from all over the world. You can see it. We see it in the inquiries. We see it in the reservations. There are more than 50 nationalities represented since the sales launch in the two Mercedes towers. The amenities and the lifestyle. So, as I was saying, the amenities and the floor plans are directly available on the website. I'll go over a few of them in detail for you. Very important. At the sales center located here, you can also see the address directly on the step-by-step video showing each stage of the construction progress. You have the sales center, meaning the sales point, which is here with a simulator where you can fully immerse yourself in the tower and have access to all amenities. So you see, and you can really see the true luxury and the significance of this impressive tower. So the residents will, of course, enjoy exclusive amenities. The Mercedes lounge, which will not be accessible. All of that, of course, only to those staying at the hotel. So don't hesitate to also check out my YouTube channel. That way, you can follow the progress of this project every week. You're looking at a truly profitable investment. You're looking at a flagship product. Today, when we carefully look at most of the apartments here in vibrant Miami, short-term rentals still bring in a bit, so to speak. But luxury is much more highly sought after here in Miami. You can see it in some real deal articles about Enrique Iglesias just this week, about Paris Hilton also this week, and last week about Bezos. So you can look at these 3 articles and see for yourself that luxury is truly in demand here in Miami. So don't hesitate to contact us for more information, because the price at which you can get an apartment here in these luxurious towers is truly exceptional. Prices are going to rise. That's obvious. The further along the construction gets, and even when both towers are finished, you don't just have an apartment, you truly have a solid investment. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next week. Bye.